All right, Curtis. So when you make it big, we want you to do the little intro where you're sitting there flexing like you're about to get it on right there.
Oh man, I'm excited for this. So we've got our third player coming on, and I'm Izac with Sports Talk Therapy and Fun Football Podcast. And Med, how are you doing, man?
Man, I am doing fantastic. In fact, what I really like about this one and what Izac is really excited about is me and you played the same position.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm
So,
excited about that.
so when you told me, it was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this is a pass rusher. It's like, okay, cool. That's what's up.
My dad is gonna love this too if he tunes in because he was a defensive lineman back in he graduated in the early 80s. And he talks to me about it all the time. But Curtis, how are you doing, dude?
I'm doing great. How about y'all?
Man, doing amazing. Yeah. I mean, in fact, Curtis, you just recently, we were talking a little bit beforehand. You just recently did your pro day. If you wanted to like just basically tell everyone how that went and everything, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, yeah. It was good. It was my time with a little better though. I ran a 4.80. I had a 9.8 broad, which was pretty decent. In my opinion, pretty good. I had 17 reps on the bench press. My L drill was 7.32, I think. So I think that was pretty good. And my shuttle was 4.59, which isn't bad either. So I don't think I had terrible numbers. I feel like, I always could do better. I'm always hard on myself, but, I'm proud of myself. I think it was pretty good. So, just trying to wait and see what's next now. So.
Well, I mean, you made it to a point right now where if you actually look at the numbers and the stats and everything, only, let's see, I think they say 86% of high schoolers make it to the level that you already went on. And then you're trying out for the NFL, which 1% of all college athletes, as far as college football goes, has a chance to do that. So you're already up there. You're up on that pinnacle of potentially going into the NFL. And I mean, that's, in my personal opinion, pretty badass in itself. So, I mean, you're doing it.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. I was looking at your stuff. I was extremely excited. Like 2024, 2 sacks, but 2 forced fumbles, 23 run stops. And then I saw that your PFF run defense grade, you jumped I think it was like a 43 to a 69.
Yeah.
Just in 2024. That's a big jump, dude. That's a massive improvement. And yeah, man, that's awesome. So how are you well, we got a lot of questions about the NFL draft.
We're not going to try to like bog you down with just questions. If there's anything you want to discuss or anything like that, we'll be more than happy to do that. So, but
yeah, we're good. Do y'all thing. I'm ready. Y'all do your thing. It's all good.
Well, I mean, when you came out of high school, you were ranked the 26th best pass rusher, a 4-star recruit going to Florida State. Now, one of the questions I actually have to ask you is because you're in dog country. And I know, like, I'm right there on the border. I'm in South Carolina. You're in Georgia, or we're in Georgia. And so you chose FSU over your home state, Georgia Bulldogs. I have to ask you, because you said that you have a very close-knit family. How many people really liked that decision?
Honestly, I feel like it's gonna sound crazy to say, but everybody who matters, liked it. So everybody in my circle, just everybody who supports me, they liked it. Obviously I was a Georgia fan growing up, but it just didn't go that way, and I felt like Florida State was the best. The best. It just felt comfortable to me. Saying when I went on campus, I just felt like that was the place I was supposed to be at. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm still happy. I'm still in comfort with that decision that I made, even to this day. So.
No, I definitely understand that, because at the end of the day, you want to be comfortable with whatever it is that you're doing. And I mean, I actually had a guy that I played football with, Greg Jones, who actually went to Florida State. And when a lot of people were asking him, like, he ended up getting picked by the Jacksonville Jaguars in the 3rd round. And when a lot of people were talking to him there, when he first was going through the whole college thing and all that, a lot of people were like, why didn't you go to Clemson? Why didn't you go to South Carolina? Because, of course, it's our home state. And
Right.
he said, at the end of the day, like you said, he was just comfortable down there and he wanted an opportunity to play for a potential national championship. And at that time, Clemson and South Carolina, they sucked. So it is what it is.
Loving the comments. We got some new viewers. I think Curtis brought a lot of people over. We've got our normal base, but this is awesome, man. Thanks for sharing, dude. I saw that on Facebook.
So I have to ask you, is this your dad right here?
You say what? Yeah, that's my dad right there. Shout out.
All right, go ahead and say hello.
That's super cool, dude.
I love that.
That's great, man. Let's start off with a fun one. I saw your favorite team is the 49ers. If you were to get drafted any round, bud, I got a question. If you were to get drafted first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, you get drafted day 1, 2, or 3. If the 49ers call, tell me what you think would be racing through your mind if that were to happen. If it was the 49ers above any other team. Describe that for me.
I mean, I'll just be happy, but be happy regardless. I'm just to get an opportunity. I did like the 49ers growing up because of a friend from my community that was a 49ers fan. He's deceased now, so but
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's okay. It just came from him when I was around. When I was younger, and I like the 49ers, but I'm in a position now. I don't care. It don't matter. I don't have a favorite team right now. I'm just blessed for the opportunity, and I hope I get an opportunity from somebody. So it doesn't matter. But if that did happen, though, yeah, I'll be ecstatic for sure.
Yeah, that's understandable. It's at this, you want to get in the big show. Have you been in contact with any teams so far through the draft process?
Yeah, so it's been a little slower for me, coming from a smaller school, being underrated a little bit. But the only team I really heard anything from really was the coach. They sent me a few questionnaires to my phone a few times. And then the Broncos was the scout that recommended me to NC State pro day. So that's pretty much it. Just the coach and the Broncos, to a certain extent. So.
Them horses.
Like that, dude. Well, Broncos, their defense is pretty elite.
Legit.
So that'd be a heck of a team to go to. Awesome, dude. Very cool. Ned, what you got?
Well, I mean, there are other questions and stuff like that, but as a coach, one of the things I actually used to tell people is, whenever you actually take your game and everything. Now, there's another question I'm going to ask you, and in fact, I'll just ask you this question: the key to a great pass defense is
D-line. You gotta have great pass rushers, but you also gotta. You gotta have the guys on the back end that's gonna cover because Akron always said rush and coverage work together. So they gotta work together for great pass defense. But you gotta have great pass rushers for sure.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, and everyone I always tell that to is when I talk to my kids and everything, or young men, whenever I discuss this with them, I always tell them, like, look, whenever you do the pass rush moves and stuff like that, don't just keep doing the same thing over and over again, because eventually the offensive line tackle or whatever, they're going to get onto that. And, like you said, I mean, and I always tell people a great pass rush helps with a great pass defense. I mean, look at what happened to the Philadelphia Eagles a couple of years ago in this past Super Bowl. So, I mean, it proofs in the pudding right there.
And the Giants, I mean, that's how they beat Tom Brady twice. They wouldn't have been able to, as great as Eli was, and they had other weapons. That pass rush was all over Tom Brady. And honestly, the Bucs Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes when he was running for his life, it was a lot like this one. You can get pressure with 4, man. It makes all the difference. Can you, Curtis, can you read that?
Yeah, hey, I see that.
Yeah.
I played in high school, actually, but nah.
You played tight end in high school? What positions did you play in high school, man?
I just played tight end and defensive end. I ran track, too.
I got a fun one for you really quick.
That's 2 positions.
it is a football question, but it's just a fun one. When you're going out of the tunnel, you got the beats on or you got whatever headphones. What are you rocking to as you're running out for a college game, high school game? What are you listening to?
NBA Youngboy.
Like it. Solid.
Just
very nice.
Get me in my mode, get me ready to go hit somebody. So it gotta be something kind of wild. But I also have stuff to calm me down too though. So I listen to music sometimes too. Okay.
Do you have any preference on 4-3 or 3-4 if you were to pick your perfect system, or do you have a preference on either one?
If it's gonna be a 3-4, I do feel like I'm kind of versatile though. I feel like I could put some weight on and play a 4-out in a three-man defense because I've done that before. I actually did it at 240 pounds when I was playing at Akron. But so I know I could put weight on it and play it. But I also in the 3-4, I feel like I can be the outside linebacker as well. And in the 4-3, I can be an edge rusher. So I just feel like I can play wherever I'm put at. I'm try to do that to the best of my ability. So, but if I did have a preference, it would be 4-3 for sure.
So you're more comfortable with your hand in the dirt as opposed to standing up in a 2-point stance?
It just depends on what we're talking about. Because if I'm standing up, I feel like I'm on both sides. Because if I'm standing up, I feel like I can see everything. But if I have my hand in the dirt, that helped me out with my stunting and my movement side to side laterally. So I just feel like I can do both, either or.
No, I feel
my dad always told me my dad always said he liked putting his hand in the dirt, but I've watched a lot of NFL players now that like to be standing up. And my Packers, I just watched them switch to a 4-3, and it was a big shift. That 3-4 to 4-3 is huge. What have you had more experience with through college and high school? Which system?
In high school, 3, and when I went to Florida State, it was supposed to be a 4-3. We got a new coach, so we end up playing a 3-4, and then I went to Akron and we played a 3-4. So I really didn't play in a 4-3 really until these past 2 years at Western Carolina, and then we still had 3-man defenses sometimes, 3 front, but I was still a stand-up guy though. So,
gotcha, cool, man. All right, man, what you got?
Oh well, so this one's going to be a little bit more personal, but not too personal. What was your toughest moment that occurred during your football journey?
It's a lot of those. I had a lot of those. The second week I got to Florida State, my freshman year, my great grandmother passed away, so that was hard. I had that in February. Last February, my cousin Keon Mack, long live Keon Mack, he died last year. So that was hard, and that was during the time I was in winter workout. So I found out about it that night, which was my girlfriend's birthday. He died on my birthday, so I found out about that, and I had to wake up and go to workouts the next morning. So that was hard. That was an adverse situation. And then another thing I would say was my first big injury at FSU my freshman year. I tore my labrum. I had to get surgery on that. I'm 100% now, but just then, going through that, being younger and things like that, I didn't know it would be, that bad, and just going to rehab and, getting it back right. I just didn't know that it could weigh that much on someone's mental and your physical body as well, physical health as well. So I say those would be the main adverse situations I've been through, but I came back from all of them. So,
and that shows a lot. Whenever you have a player that can, or a person such as yourself, and belief in God and everything like that as well, you're a stand-up young man. And I mean, I'm sorry for your losses. Unfortunately, that's life sometimes. And to see that you actually have turned it from a negative and made it into a positive for the simple fact that you're using that to basically scale that mountain, that's very admirable.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Honestly, one of the best things I feel like I did was after my aunt died a year ago, talking about it on here openly, I think actually helps healing a little bit. It really does. But it sucks when sometimes when you lose Like I'm never gonna forget. So I'm sorry, man. That is awful. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry for it.
Yeah, man. She was like my mom. So no, I'm never gonna forget it. But she loved this, and I think right now she'd be super excited because my dream was to get players on this show, and the fact that we're doing it. I'm and honestly, dude, he said it earlier, but the heights that you've reached, so few people are already at your position. So I hope you get to keep playing football one way or another. I think you're going to be. So yeah.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, man. Seriously, watching your my other favorite thing was watching your highlights because I always I have certain positions I like to watch. Running back is one of them. Med knows this. I love scout running backs, receivers, and edge because this year especially.
Just watch any of his mock drafts. He picks at least 2 running backs or 2 receivers every single time. It's just unreal. I sit there and I'm like, "Are you going for 3 this time?"
My Packers need an edge rusher. I'm a diehard Packers. He's a diehard Bears. That's why this is such a fun show, and we've become best buds. But my Packers, if you watch a ton of NFL, they need edge rushers.
I actually like what the Packers D-line.
We got a question for you, Curtis.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
What's your dream team you want to play for?
Oh no, that's that type of question.
You got like a top 5 list, maybe top 5, where you could see yourself fitting in, maybe.
Okay. This is a serious answer too. I really would say the Packers just because of the type of guys that I see that they bring in, year in and year out. I don't know. I feel like I just watched a lot of those guys before, like Brenton Cox. I watched a lot in college. I watched Carl Brooks. He played in college. He played at Carl Brooks played at Bowling Green, which we played in Akron. So I actually see him play in person. And Kingsley from South Carolina, I watched them play a lot too. So I watch a lot of them. So
okay, yeah. I like it. I feel like it's because I understand. It's because I'm a diehard. You can tell I'm a diehard Packer fan. Med, his team needs pass rushers too.
Yes, we do.
They do. They got Montez Sweat, but they need another guy up there. They really do.
Yeah. I mean, if he's in the later rounds or mid rounds, hell, we could probably go for him.
Absolutely.
One thing I have to ask you, and I've asked this with a couple other people already. You kind of watch what some of your teammates do when they're getting ready, and he kind of touched up a little bit on what you can even tell me what you do. But what is the craziest pregame ritual that you have ever witnessed when a teammate is gearing up for a game? For instance, we had a guy that would eat crickets.
What?
Yeah. He would have us go hunt around the locker room, find him crickets, and he'll eat them before a game. And he'd be like, "Oh, it's instant protein and stuff." And we're like sitting there grossed out. We're like, what is wrong with this dude?
So, did he ever? Hey, I gotta ask you because you told the story, Med.
Yeah,
Curtis, I just gotta ask him really quick. Did he ever say why? Is it the protein? Did he give a fun answer? Like, why did he do that?
I just think it was something, that maybe it was part spider. I don't know, but maybe I think it was just something that he could do that could weird us out, and I really think that's really what it was. Because everyone has their own ritual. Like mine was, I typically would go eat my pregame meal, go take a nap, and then for 30 minutes just sit there and stare in my locker. And then think about what the quarterback said about my mom. And that's pretty much it.
I love that you could take a nap. And Med, after Curtis answers this, I've got a question for you, bud. And I've never asked you, actually.
Okay.
But Curtis, what is your craziest thing you've seen?
I guess I'm kind of bored. I haven't came across, anything too crazy, nothing like that. They got me beat. One of the wildest things I'll probably say is I think, man, before like every practice, he'll take a cold shower in the morning before before we go on the field, he was go in the locker room, take a cold shower before we even go out for practice every day. And then I used to be like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you getting in the shower? Well, other than that,
Maybe he's just trying to get that jolt, I guess. I mean, I haven't heard that. Like
That's a new
Yeah.
one.
whenever we got ready for practice, everyone was kind of like, practice, you know. But I liked practice actually. I was weird.
Practice was great. Med, my question for you is a quick one. What was
Hmm.
your best game that you've ever had? Like, if you remember the stats or what stood out to you from your playing days? I've never
I
actually asked.
ran so I actually played fullback for one game
Okay.
and I had 10 carries for 116 yards and a touchdown.
Heck yes.
And I got a sack and a half in that game.
Nice.
Nothing major.
Mine was Pop Warner. I had 10 tackles in a game as a safety. It was pretty cool. I was like 5th grade. I was a little kid. I wish like I'm not even that big now, but like I was too small to make an impact. So Curtis, that leads me to my question for you. What is your favorite moment? High school or college? It could be a game, it could be a season, but what's your favorite memory that stands out to you on the playing field?
I'm gonna have to go high school. It'll be we were playing Savannah Calvary for region championship. I caught a touchdown that game. I had 2 sacks. I think I had 2 sacks, and one of them was the game winner overtime. So we went overtime. I got a sack overtime, won the game. So and I actually had like 2 sacks back to back in overtime, like back to back plays. So that was I think it'll definitely be that.
You almost pulled a Reggie White when he had the 3 sacks. That's awesome, man. Heck yeah. Like it. Second overtime. That's tough to do too. Nicely done.
See, I'm seeing my man over here, Jarrell Jordan. He's wearing a Ray Buchanan jersey right there. It looks like.
Oh, that's
throwback.
That's Herschel.
Oh, that's Herschel Walker, Georgia.
Yep.
Oh.
And you got another one here too. Love it, man. You brought our views are usually solid, but I can tell they're up tonight. You brought some people. I love it.
Yeah, bring them up.
Med, did you want to do the snack one? I don't want to poach your question.
Oh, you're good. Well, I mean, we kind of talked a little bit, and that's why I was asking you earlier. In fact, I got 2 snack. You go ahead and do the snack questions. I got something else.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite? It doesn't have to be a pregame. I saw one online, but what's your favorite snack, man?
White Reese's. I'm not a huge snack person, actually. I like to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, all right. What's your favorite like meal then? Give me like a hearty meal. What like you got one go-to? What you eating? I'm in Texas, so I'm getting some steak, or there's some good places here too.
Yeah, it'll definitely have to be a steak plate. No, that's not it. Lamb chops. It'll have to be lamb chops.
Okay.
Lamb chops, and candy.
That's a rich piece of meat right there.
I've never had South Carolina barbecue, and Mid sends me pictures, and it almost makes some.
I grill a lot, dude.
Stuff, yeah, you do.
Well, I mean, and Curtis could tell you this: in the South, every man knows how to cook, and every man knows how to do barbecues, that good old fashioned soul food, and everything. We're talking collard greens, mac and cheese.
Yep.
So my wife, her family, she's from Texas. I'm from Michigan. They grill here, man, and it's.
When you said candy yams, that started making me drool.
I've never had. I haven't had fried okra and good sweet tea until I moved to
okra
Texas.
with tomatoes with rice.
Oh yeah, and they do Brussels sprouts and they throw some bacon in it, and it actually ends up really good. They make some homemade chips.
We're on the stop.
Okay, yeah, we gotta stop. I'm hungry. I need to eat.
So
I like this one.
Let's go to a little bit closer to home, because sometimes you just can't go out and get the food. What is the one meal your mom made that was your favorite meal? Like as soon as you get drafted, bro, what's mom cooking for
you? It's gonna sound crazy, but hamburger helper. With some toast bread. That's what I grew up eating. So
somewhat bread.
Hamburger helper. Yep.
That doesn't sound bad at all, man. I'm someone that my wife always tells me, she's like, "What the hell are you eating?" And like one of my favorite things is I will actually get butter, some elbow macaroni, and a can of tuna fish, put that in the frying pan, and then I will put lemon pepper over the tuna fish, right? Put it in with the noodles after it's cooked. Now, I'm not just raw noodles. And then throw the butter in there and mix that bad boy up, dude. You're talking some ghetto eating is what she calls it. But, you know, it's good. And I tell her that. It's like, hey, this is what I grew up with. So
I love it, dude. Okay, I was trying to think of what I was just going to ask you. Well, no, the man. I'm now my brain is muddled with food. Curtis, are you big in it? I'm guessing the answer is yes, but I always like to ask this. Do you watch a ton of NFL?
Yeah, I did. I'll be honest. In the past, I didn't, but you know, I kind of told myself in the past few years, I'm like, if I want to get there, I gotta, you know, that kind of why I kind of get a lot of these pass rushers, you know, that are elite, so I can, you know, kind of see myself there. So yeah, I started watching a lot more in the past few years.
If Med asked this earlier, my brain is like food. It's oriented right now. Now I'm hungry.
I haven't really asked him the question you're probably leading into.
Yeah, you already know what I'm leading into.
Yeah. So one of the things, I'll take this one. I gave you the snacks.
Yeah, you can.
So one thing I always tell my players is that whenever you start, like if you really want to focus on the position and everything, like you just kind of like led us into this question is, you know, whenever you are trying to excel at something, you basically you watch video on other players in the past, present, you know, and you just kind of keep little pieces of their game and make it your own. What is, name me a couple players that you feel like you have watched to kind of build your own game off of, like taking some parts of them, like say, you know, like for instance, when I'm looking at your size, 6'3", 250 pounds, I'm thinking Elvis Dumervil.
Okay. Right.
Someone that was kind of,
I've never heard that name in a long time. I like that. Elvis Dumervil. That's a good one.
I kind of like, you know, watch players who I feel like kind of similar to me, who can play the run in the past. Because I like to, well, I like to say that I'm a run stopper because that's what I've been doing since, you know, I can remember. In high school, I played it wing T, so I had to play the run first. You know, my whole I got to college, I had to kind of learn pass rush a little more. So I like to watch players who can do both, but also, you know, hone in on one thing sometimes. So if I'm focused on a certain move, you know, like say if I'm trying to learn how to ghost a little more, ghost move, I watch TJ Watt a lot because he make a living off the ghost grip. I like watching Matt Judon a lot, real twitchy guy, and I like to do the inside spin a lot. I'm trying to work on the outside spin too, but so for that I watch the right Freeney because he made the spin moves.
I was going to say Dwight Friendly. That's the first thing I think about whenever I think of the spin move. That's the first player is Freeney. And then you look at Robert Mathis, who's on the other side. He had that great lean rip move that he used to do. I noticed that when I was watching your video and everything, like you were talking about being a run stopper, you have an explosive first step and you seem to be like sitting there ready to attack. You have great awareness. Like from what I've been watching, and like I've read some of the scouting reports and everything, you're an extremely reliable tackler, but also at the same time, there's always room for improvement. So what would you say would be the weakest part of your game if you were to actually critique yourself?
I would say probably let my pad level get too high at times. I feel like a lot of D linemen, you know, sometimes, you know, throughout the course of a game, long game, you play a lot of plays, you know, you tend to rise up and stand up. And, you know, when you're exposed to the chest and then you're not going to make no play, you know, playing like that. So that's the biggest thing, just keeping my pad level down.
Don't give yourself a bullseye is what we used to hear from my old coaches.
Yep. And just sticking to playing pass rush and not thinking too much, you know, because I know what I want to do when I get the line of scrimmage, but, you know, I might start to think too much a little bit while I'm pass rushing, and, you know, gonna slow you down all the time. So I say those are the two biggest things. Just playing confident.
The pad level thing too is something I've been like. We've done a ton of mock drafts. I've read up on. I don't even know. Probably like 100, 150 pass rushers this draft. That's
natural leverage.
It happens a lot, and that's something that I think as you continue to get more and more reps, which you got a ton of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, did you hit the strength, or do you cool if I take it really quick?
Say again.
Did you ask him his biggest strength?
Oh, well, I mean, you just did. What's your biggest strength, Curtis?
Well, you're on weakness. I was like, sorry.
Like I said, I feel like it's. I feel like I'm a good person. It's a lot of ways for me to enhance and get better. But I feel like my biggest strength is getting vertical in the backfield, playing around. You know what I'm saying? Starting laterally. Just moving. That's pretty much it. Getting vertical on the line of scrimmage every single play. As soon as the ball, I feel like that's my biggest strength. I get a rush from just getting in the backfield. So that's
how many snaps did you take a lot on special teams? I've been reading on that. It looks like what I've been reading on a lot of your strengths on. I'm on 365, but how much special teams did you play last year?
This past year, I didn't play a lot of special teams. I just played.
Starters don't play special teams.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, last year. But
no,
Akron, Akron, I actually started on kick.
Okay.
Kickoff was one of my favorites.
Yeah. See, sometimes special teams is actually kind of fun. That's the funny thing. But tackling, you're versatile. What I've liked on tape was your cross chop technique. That was pretty awesome, man. And your motor is just insane, dude. You got
there's one clip where it actually has you tackling a guy. You're on the other side of the field, and you actually knock him out of that play. Like it shows him like walking off the sideline, and I was like,
that was the
Akron. So the guy that I work for, he played. From my understanding, he played at Winthrop, like the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him have actually sat there and conversed. I personally only had Division II scholarships. I had that, but I had a bad case of senioritis, and that's why that took care of that. But he was telling me I was like, yeah, this is who we got coming on tonight, and like me and him were sitting there just watching your video, and we're like, man, did you see the explosion? He's getting low whenever he breaks down, and so. You're like I said, man, this is really cool because I would normally we have people that play games are won in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
And defense wins championships, offense sells tickets. When I asked you the key to the great pass defense, you said a great pass rush is really what it is because you could throw off the timing of a quarterback that way. But yeah, man. You're killing it right now. And, I was looking at what they have you projected at right now. Of course, everyone is varying and everything like that, but 24/7 Sports has you projected as a third day grab. How do you feel about hearing that?
I actually didn't see that, but I try to stay away from
I know.
Yeah. That's a blessing. That would be a blessing, if that was to happen. I'm just here for the process, just praying somebody pick me up. That's all.
Oh, someone's gonna get you, man.
What's next in the process for you? Is there anything else before the draft? What else do you have coming up?
Just training hard every single day. I'm done with actual pro day training, but I'm still going hard on my position work, my agility and things like that. So when the time comes, I'll be ready and stay in the weight room as well. So
absolutely. Hey, question. Do you have highlights of your pro day up anywhere?
You said what?
Sorry. Is there highlights of your pro day up anywhere? I can't tell if it's my internet or yours. Plug-in.
I got a storm going on right now. So.
Oh, is it yours? Yeah,
it might be.
It's one of ours that could be crashing on everybody. No, I was just asking if you had pro day highlights up.
Oh no, it's not. I don't. I think I actually posted a video of my broad jump on my Twitter, but other than that, I hadn't seen any highlights anywhere else.
Okay, no worries. I was just curious. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Mid, what else you got?
If you get drafted, who is the first person you're going to talk to? First person, if you're in there in the same room with them, who's the first person getting a hug?
It'd be my mom, my friend, for sure.
That's what's up.
Love it, dude.
But everybody gonna get the love because everybody been there. You know, everybody has been supporting me on this process. So it's everybody. My mom, both of my grandmothers, my aunts, everybody.
That's what's up.
Love it, dude.
And one other question. You know, you're a young man. If Izac, you told me he has his master's.
Yeah, I can hit that. You're
Go
going
for
for
it.
your master's in entrepreneurship, right? You're about to graduate?
Yeah, I'm on my last class right now.
Heck yeah, dude. Are you gonna be done in May?
Yep, done in May.
Awesome, man. And you've got your bachelor's in organizational business and your associate's degree in art.
Mhm.
That's a pretty cool combo.
Very
man.
sophisticated young man right here.
I like it, dude.
Something like that.
So, because football, even if you do go pro or you play in a league, eventually football's body can only take it for so long. What do you want to do after football?
I feel like it's a lot of things I want to do actually. I know I want to business somewhere. That's why I'm going for the entrepreneurship masters. And I'm really invested in clothes, and I have a clothing line, by the way, and I like fashion a lot. So I know one day I want to, kind of grow my clothing line business one day. I also love game of football, so I want to coach, or be around a sport, train something, just be around a sport one way for the rest of my life because I'm not ready to put football behind me no time soon. So
I get it, dude. I almost went for journalism, and this is kind of scratching that itch. Instead, I'm a teacher, and I did some sports reporting in college and high school and entertainment, and I almost went for it. So this is kind of scratching that itch. So, man, I commend you on that. Seriously, that's awesome, dude.
And I will tell you right now, when you actually coach and sorry,
Got some water?
I need it.
Yeah, you're good. I got you for a second. I'm gonna hit some comments really quick.
No, it's like I was starting to say something. It was like, no.
Sorry, bud.
So just clarifying, whenever you actually start coaching and everything, I'm going to let you know it's probably one of the most rewarding things I've ever done because you really kind of you're reaching out and you're actually helping a young man or girl, because you never know. Actually helping them with apply the craft that you gotten so good at. And one of the things I always told them is, my glory is to get y'all past where I was. So that's the way I feel is, I'm trying to help you get better than what I was when I played. So no, I loved hearing that.
There's my dad. My dad's tuning in now. Love it. Looks like an NFL linebacker. Love it.
He does.
Yeah. Also, yeah, man, your clothing line. If you send it to me on Twitter or Instagram, I'll give it.
Yeah, we'll drop it for you, bro.
I'll give it a plug for sure.
Okay, yeah, I definitely think to use coffee.
I love that. I love that we got the dads watching. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a forest fire going on right now.
Love it, dude. Yeah, this has been great, man. Ooh. Okay, I wanted to make sure I got all my questions in. Ooh, this is a fun one. You could go to any restaurant, you get drafted. You're gonna go out to celebrate. Celebration dinner, okay? The night after the draft. Where are you going to eat? I know I'm back to the food thing, but it was a fun question on his on.
And those sun chips ain't did nothing, did they?
No, I'm starving, bud. I had 5 minutes to eat before this. It was like you the last time. It sucked. I was cleaning before. I didn't have time. So where would you go to eat? But you get drafted. That's the kicker. You get drafted. Celebration dinner. Who are you taking to dinner, and where are y'all going?
I'm taking everybody. Actually, I'm taking everybody, but it's gonna be JJ's Fish and Chicken for sure.
Ooh, what you getting?
That's good. Where's that at?
Yeah, what is that? I've never heard of that.
It's one in Atlanta. It's one down here in Middle Georgia, Macon, Georgia too. So It's actually based in Chicago though. Actually,
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
What you
So
wait? What type of fish again?
I don't eat seafood. I eat.
Cut out.
My wife doesn't eat seafood either. She'll eat fish, but that's about it. So
I don't eat
on the topic of steak,
Okay.
just to let you know, JJ's.
AJ,
There you go.
You got a lot of people watching, man.
I'm gonna say this: if you ever find yourself in Atlanta, if you want to if you want to visit Steak Jesus, there's this place called Max Loggers, and the dude, whoever is cooking that food, like literally, my wife and I went there. They cook it on wood fire grill, and the stuff, everything was great, dude. So if you ever want like a 10 out of 10 steak, the kind that like sits there and melts in your mouth, where all you do is have a mouthgasm with your wife, and y'all ain't even talking, y'all just sitting there like, this is so good, you know. Go to Matt's Loggers in Atlanta. That place it just blew my mind. There's so many good places in Atlanta.
I asked him because he said Ruth's Chris, and I've only been once in Vegas, and it was the best steak I've ever had in my life. It melted in my mouth. The Ruth's Chris, I had a ribeye, and I actually like sirloin better. Like we go to Outback, and there's another one called Sawgrass here, and there's some other steakhouse I've been to. Ruth's Chris. That's why I asked. I thought he was gonna say Ruth's Chris because I saw it online. So I was hoping for the Roos. That sounds really good though, dude. Seriously, that sounds awesome.
I've been
okay, so
before too.
I'm gonna pivot to an NFL question. But this one isn't about you. It's about the NFL right now. So the 49ers are in a little bit of a rebuild. The Eagles just dominated the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you follow what happened in free agency, but who do you think right now, before the draft, is the favorite for the 2025 season?
I'll
give you a hint. It's not my Packers.
Well, what if he was going to say it was? I mean,
well, they need a pass rusher, so they need like 3. So to start,
I would still say I would still say either the Chiefs or the Eagles, but
I agree.
I agree. The Eagles didn't lose a whole lot in free agency. Now they did lose Josh Sweat, which hurts, and they lost Milton Williams, but they kept Zach Bond. They only lost Mekhi Becton. They kept most of the rest of the team intact. Darius Slay was good, but he was getting older.
Yeah,
they did lose Slay, but they kept Barkley. They kept most of the offensive line.
Giants.
That's a great answer.
Jameis Winston and Russ Wilson don't share the third ball.
It's crazy.
Is there a team that you could see making a jump to challenge one of those teams next season? Like a Commanders where they came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I feel like the Commanders could. I feel like it also depend on how the draft goes. Who has the best draft class too. Which would probably be some of the teams at the bottom of the league who have some of the best players in the draft. But it just depends on how the draft goes, in my opinion.
Especially if like an Abdul Carter is healthy, or Ashton Genty, or if Cam Ward is good, or some of these offensive linemen, Mason Graham looks awesome. I know you follow a lot of these guys.
Mason, Abdul Carter, 2 dogs for sure.
Oh, for sure. This is one of those drafts where there's a lot of defensive linemen that are going to make a big difference. The Falcons are going to be interesting with Penix. They're going to be an interesting team this year.
They also need a pass rusher.
They do. The Packers need one badly. That's where they lack.
How are you not a Falcons fan? I have to ask that because you're from Twin Cities, Georgia. Literally 2 hours away from. Huh?
Yeah, I went to school in Twin Cities. I'm from Stillmore, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I feel like it's because I wasn't a huge NFL fan growing up. I just like college football, so I never had time to be a Falcons fan really.
No, I get it. Yeah,
I understand. Makes sense. I've been watching more college since I started the podcast because I want to actually know something about the mock drafts, and now we're getting college players on. So I'm watching more college than I've ever watched in my life. And Med is super into it. He sends me pictures. They're watching. They have a bonfire. They're watching whatever game on a Saturday night.
Yeah, we'll throw it up on like a projection thing and just watch it with a fire going on, roast them marshmallows or something like that. Dude, it's a blast.
That sounds fun for sure.
So, question for you, and I have talked about the first time that I remember falling in love with football, and you kind of touched up on it on a couple of your interviews and everything. Tell me, when was the moment that you saw football and you're like, this, I love this. This is what I want to do. I was 3. So.
Okay. So, I mean, I feel like I always been around football. You know, it's a picture when I was like 2 or 3 years old. My dad got me in a whole outfit with a helmet on, football, and
my dad did the same thing.
So it was probably always instilled in me somehow. But when I would say like 10th grade. I'd say 10th grade when I got my first offer. So that's when I realized like I guess I can really play football. That's when I really want to take this somewhere. So that would have to be the day that I realized for sure.
Like it, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
I grew up with it. I grew up with Brett Favre. When I was like 3, I was watching Brett Favre and Michael Jordan. So yeah. My dad, who's watching, when the Packers won the Super Bowl, he went out, and I lived in Michigan, like 3 hours north of Green Bay, and he went and made an ice Lombardi trophy because that was their first one they'd won since the 60s. Brett Favre brought them back to relevance, and after getting smashed by the Cowboys 3 years in a row, they finally got Reggie White. We did. I remember it. It was awful. It was the last time the Cowboys were good, but damn, they were good. But we had Reggie White that year. We were awesome. And that memory, I was only, damn, man, I was only 8 years old. I remember that vividly. It was great. So, no, it's the best, man. And I really hope you make the NFL, man. That'd be so cool. And I hope it happens for all your family, too. You've been through a lot of stuff. And it's been one of my favorite shows that we've had, man. Seriously. So thank you.
Which leads me to my last question. In 5 years, Curtis Fann Jr. will be
playing in the NFL for sure.
There you go.
Heck yeah, dude. Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
All right.
That was great. I really don't have any other questions. Did you have any questions for us? Or I forgot to do this at the beginning, man. And I'm sorry. I got so excited. Can you Jones? Thanks for watching, bud.
Jones.
He's my co-host on my other show. He's the best. Can you give plugs for all your stuff and where people can catch your highlights, but your social medias?
Oh, okay. You said just name drop my social medias?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. My Twitter is Kurt_8_. That's pretty much where I put. If you go in there, you'll see everything into my football journey. You're gonna see videos of me working out, training, like these little film studies I make, with NFL players, and then my highlights too. Showing the similarities and us making some of the same plays, and then you'll see my highlights from the season as well. So if you scroll long enough, you'll see everything from my high school career too. So everything is on my Twitter.
And I'll be putting these up later too. Okay, I got one last one for you. I thought of a good one. NFL draft. Thursday, Friday, Saturday in 2.5 weeks. We're going to be doing it live. Where are you watching it? And with who?
That's fast. I'll be watching it either my house or my mother's house. Just with family and friends.
Is the phone going to be near you? Or are you just going to put that off to the side? Have someone else on the phone?
I'm keeping it near me.
There you go.
Love it, dude. Seriously. Thank you for joining, man. Man, did you have any? I know that you said that was your last one. Did you have anything else?
No, pretty much, dude. I mean, I'm really pulling for you. And, because at the very same time, whenever an old dog like me sees a young dog like you starting to realize, getting close to that dream, the only thing that I wish for is that you get it. I want you to get yours. And I think you're very humble. You're very centered. I think you can do this, man. You got this. So just kill it.
Hey, thank you for your time, man. It was honestly, this was we've had 3 players on, but dude, this is making my dream come true, man. Seriously, thank you. And I hope you get this. And I want you to stay
he's
in
gonna
touch.
get it. He's
Stay in
gonna
touch,
get it.
and I want to be talking to you after. But I'm excited for you, man. Next 2.5 weeks are gonna be awesome. You got this, dude. Seriously. Thank you for getting all the people to watch as well. Let's hit some comments really quick. Whitney, thanks for watching. Jones, like I said, he's awesome. Joseph G, we appreciate you. Zebo, he said Falcons. Brian Kirkland, thanks for watching, dude. Zebo, he said JJ's, that was a good one. Med, that's obviously he's throwing up on the My dad watching, I love it. Trez watching, Eric Dixon, love all these people watching. Jarrell, JQ, got him watching. Jamie's watching. Is that Med? Is that our Jamie or is that a different Jamie? I don't think that's
different
our
Jamie.
Right?
No, it's not our Jamie.
Andy,
our Jamie likes the Jayhawks for some reason.
I believe, isn't that NFL outdated?
Actually, that may be.
I think that's NFL outdated. He does an NFC rivalry show, Curtis. It's really cool.
It's pretty big.
Also, hey, if you want to hang out for a second after, I got a couple shows you might want to. I'll give you some plugs for, okay? And Locksmith, we appreciate you, and then obviously Janae, appreciate it, and then your dad watching. Oh, and Mr. First Down,
Big Kurt.
I didn't catch that one. Big Kurt, I love it. I love it.
Let me ask you something. Are you bigger than your dad, or are you smaller than your dad?
I'm taller than him.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking this is because growing up, I was and I'm still referred to as Little Med, even though I'm 6 foot and 290 pounds, and everyone else that was named Med is like, it's a family name. I'm the third one. Is like 5'8", 175 pounds.
How much bigger are you than your dad? Is he like 6'1", 6 foot?
Yeah, he's like 6 foot, so it's not that big. It's not that
good
big.
For you beating him. I ended up 1.5 inches shorter than my dad. I was super ticked. So I was always mad about it too. He let me know it, and I was like, "This much, man!" Like he's like 6'1". I'm like 5'11.5". Sucks, but he's getting older, so maybe he'll shrink and I'll catch him. Who knows?
Gravity will take care of that for you.
Yeah, I'm already starting to shrink. But all right, Curtis, man, we appreciate you seriously. We'd love to have you back on. And good luck the next 2.5 weeks. Everybody for watching, thank you. Med, what do you got coming up for shots really quick?
Well, I am working on a what if video coming up. I'm also having my last mock draft that I'll be doing, and I was just invited to do a mock draft with 4 other podcasters for a decent sized I guess podcast. So
cool.
Yeah. So I'm that just actually reached out to me literally 30 minutes before the show. So I got that going on.
Nice. We got a couple mock draft rivals to do too. I think we got one got deleted. We got 2 or 3 left. I won't have a show this Friday, but I'll be hopping on Mary's show and this new Georgia. What's the name of that show? I'm hopping on a Georgia Doghouse podcast. We're gonna be talking about Georgia players going up for the NFL draft and NFL free agency moves. That'll be on Wednesday at 9 Eastern. I'll hop on Mary's show at 7:30 Eastern on Wednesday. And then we'll have our big mock draft. We'll be talking about that soon and right before the NFL draft. But Curtis, thank you, dude. We appreciate you. And we'll be in touch, man.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that.
Thanks, man. Thank you.